Welcome to the Living the Dream podcast with Curveball. If you believe, you can achieve. Welcome to the Living the Dream with Curveball podcast, a show where I interview guests that teach, motivate, and inspire. Today, I am joined by country music radio host, Kayden Gordon. Kayden has a syndicated radio show to over 150 stations. His show is called The Kayden Gordon Show. So we're going to be talking to him about everything that he's up to, how he got his start, and how he got a syndicated radio show. You know, I've been doing radio for a while and wish I had a syndicated show. So I'm definitely proud of Kayden for that. So Kayden, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Curtis, for your time. I appreciate being on your podcast tonight.
Absolutely. Why don't you start off by telling everybody a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So hi, I'm Kayden Gordon. I am a syndicated host, and my show is called The Kayden Gordon Show, today's best country mix, which goes out to over 150 stations all over the world. We're playing in the UK, Australia, here in the United States. So we're all over the place. I am also a promoter. I am working with multiple different artists on different projects, and I also send email blasts out with distribution. And so I'm kind of all over the place. I am also going to school for my bachelor's in communications at Worcester State University right now. I'm also a songwriter. I've written a couple songs. One of them, which is our recent one that just came out, called Achieving is Succeeding with Bob McGilpin, Focus with Nouveau Coke, and Night Out with Anne-Marie Percerno and Bob McGilpin. So yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. I'm a songwriter. I'm an actual writer. I've written stuff for magazines. I do my syndicated show. I own a radio station. And I'm going to school on top of that. So I'm very busy.
You definitely are. You definitely are doing it big. So tell the listeners how you got your start in radio.
So it all started about 5 years ago when I've just gotten the curiosity on how radio worked. And so I was just listening one day to my local radio station, Country 1025 WKLB, here in Boston, Massachusetts. And I've always just loved the calling in to the DJs and getting to interact. And, I've always wondered how it actually worked. So I happened to find a Facebook radio group. And from there, I hit the guy up that was looking, and he said, "Hey, I'm looking for people to be on my online radio station." And I said, "Hey, I don't have any experience, but are you willing to, let me try the ropes out and see if this is something that I would like to pursue and continue doing?" And he welcomed me with open arms, even though I had zero experience. And, I got a nice opportunity from this person. And really, it started to grow during COVID. A lot of people, unfortunately, had to go through some struggles with COVID. On my end, I got kind of lucky in a sense that I got to spend so much time developing my craft and getting to work with so many different independent artists. I didn't even know independent artists was a thing because it's so not publicized. It's not super, that's why they're called the unknown. And so once I found out about them and found that there's just so much talent out there, I was blown away. And it then became my mission to support them and, bring them to the top and get everybody to notice these amazing, talented people that probably wouldn't have been seen otherwise. So when I first started the show, I kind of mainly started with the mainstream, and I started doing, and I still do that kind of stuff today. I still love a lot of good country, mainstream country. I love Dolly Parton. My favorite's Luke Bryan. I love him. He's awesome. I love Dolly Parton, like I mentioned, Reba, Carrie Underwood, Thomas Rhett, all the great people, the new and the old. Preferably the old better than the new because it tells a story, but it has just been an incredible adventure, and it's just been amazing to see the show go from 0 stations to 1 station, and then from there 5, 10, 15, and then all the way up to 150 now. It's just amazing to even say that. It's just such an honor.
Well, how were you able to build a syndicated show and get all the success that you have gotten? Because a lot of people are doing internet radio, and I don't know if your station is originally a FM station, but a lot of us are doing internet radio and we're not getting anywhere.
Absolutely. And my radio station is only online. We're not necessarily FM yet. That's the goal eventually to get there. But right now we are only online. But I think it just takes a lot of connecting and talking with people. And that's how I've gotten to have so many great opportunities. If I didn't reach out to Thomas Rhett's manager, I wouldn't have been able to be front row at his concert and meet the guys. So again, it's all connections. And what I tell people all the time is don't be afraid to reach out. I did a reach out today with some very important people, and they got back to me. You know, and don't be afraid to take no as an answer. Trust me, have gotten my nose. I've gotten my fair share of no's, but it doesn't hurt to reach out and get to know the person and build a relationship and get to know them on a business level, and make sure it's professional. Of course, you got to sound professional, but make sure that you're making as much connections as possible. For an example, I got the absolute honor to go to my first ever red carpet award through the International Singer Songwriters Association in August. And, even though I didn't win that, being able to go and, be on a red carpet and get interviewed and make it all the way to the finalists for multiple categories. I think it was radio show, radio station, promoter, artist rep. There was a bunch of them. And it was just such an honor to be there. And then, like 2 weeks later, one of my artists calls me and we're like, hey, we were just at an award show in Holland and we heard your name get called. And I'm pretty sure it was you, as in Kayden Gordon. I said, really? And she's like, yeah. Double check, but just ask this person. So I contacted the one that ran it, Gabby Aracorla. And so she just, blew my mind when I found out that I won Radio Show Radio Station of the Year for the United States through the Red Carpet Award Show in Holland. And something about that, finding out as like a surprise, going to the Red Carpet Award in Atlanta with a completely different organization with the International Singer-Songwriters Association and the lovely Tammany Dove, which I'm so thankful for her for inviting me and giving me that awesome opportunity. But to find out as like a surprise and not like, no, it's just, I don't know, something about it. Didn't even know like, the whole nomination or any of that when it was, that I even won. To get that call was just so crazy to me. And I'm so honored to have the opportunity amongst so many incredible, talented people that are out in our world today.
Well, we know that you're a radio show host, but how did you get into being a promoter?
So I got into being a promoter. Actually, kind of a funny story. So I got started with that not long after I did the radio host. So I had an artist reach out to me and they really liked me and they asked me to do, I think it was like something on social media. And from there, they kind of wanted to hire me to, do like a sponsorship, but also like a social media thing. And so from there, it kind of just dawned on me. And I'm like, just because the radio host doesn't really make, revenue, because, I was trying to figure out a way to, make a little bit of money because, this is all I'm doing right now besides going to school and all that. I had to find a way. And it just dawned on me, Curtis. I mean, it was just like, wow, this could be what I could start doing and making, a little bit of money on the side. And so from there, I started asking artists that I've had on the show, like previously, if this would be something, again, starting out, only a couple stations. And, I've had the pleasure and the hard work ethic to actually be able to gather over 7,000 radio stations that I have been sending my artists all over the world to. And it's just been amazing to have people like yourself and other radio stations that have actually gotten back to me and are spinning some tracks on, so many different countries, like, all over the place, South Africa and all over the world. It's just crazy that, I've been able to do that. But again, it's all with hard work and, keep on trucking and keep on moving, as they say.
Well, tell us about some of your favorite country music artists. You mentioned a couple of them, but even let us know about some of the independent artists that we might not be aware of.
Absolutely. Some of my favorites, as I mentioned earlier, for those who might just be tuning in, Dolly Parton, Luke Bryan, Thomas Rhett, Carrie Underwood, Reba. Let's see. In regards to independent artists, you've had some of them on your show. I'm a big fan of Eric Diamond. He's a great guy. Alice Nelson, Marie Norris, John Crondis. I'm trying to think who else I work with. Let's see. Kentucky Banshee, who I haven't heard from in a while. Should probably see how she's doing. She's a sweetheart. Let's see, who else have I had the pleasure of working with? Mae McCoy. There's so many people. Austin Adkins, Adriana Freeman, Trey Holloway. There's so many incredible and talented artists out there. And so it's just an honor to work with all of them. And, by the day, it keeps growing. Like recently, I think this week we added I think 5 new artists that, I've done some sort of work with, mainly distribution. And so it's just crazy to me that I've had this opportunity. Lee Browning, incredible songwriter, by the way. And so, yeah, Pascal Dennis, God, the list goes on. Don Ricks, who has, I will say, a really good Christmas song out right now called Christmas All Year. Such a good one. Beth Holly, oh my God, Beth Holly. Her song, Please Don't Touch Me There, one of my favorites. So there's so many that I could probably go on for days and days listing the artists that I love. And, but I'm sorry if I forgot some people, but it's just such an honor.
Well, tell us about any current or upcoming projects that you're working on that everybody needs to be aware of.
Sure, absolutely. So 2024 has a lot in store. There's a lot that we've been working on that I cannot talk about just yet, but we're getting some artists a very cool opportunity. I've been in connections with some people at NBC, and there may or may not be some artists of mine that may or may not be going on some epic shows through NBC and a few other places. So I'm so excited about that. There's a couple people that I'm excited to be working with. And there's so much that I can't really say. But for 2024, one thing that I'm pretty certain about is that in late May into June, I'll be going back to Nashville for the CMA Fest. I'm waiting for more information on if I'm going to be a media sponsor or not down there, but definitely I'm going to be going to CMA Fest and, getting an opportunity to meet and greet with some of those people. That's one big thing I'm super excited about. I'm hoping that I'll be able to go to the Netherlands to do the Red Carpet Award show this year. Not sure yet. I'm trying to figure out where that is. They don't even know yet. But that's one of the things that we're hoping to do is go there in person. And there's so much more that we're so excited for in the new year. It's going to be a great year.
Definitely sounds like it. But so everybody can keep up with everything that you're up to and check out your big syndicated show, throw out your contact information.
Absolutely. So anybody can find me on all the social media platforms, whether that be Facebook, Twitter, aka X now. It's called X. We're on Instagram, but the best and fastest way you can find me is going to the KaydenGordonShow.com, which is KaydenGordon. So there's multiple opportunities on the platform that you can, on the website, that you can learn more about what we do. We also have a promotion page on there. So if any artist is interested in working with me and getting your music out to the world, whether that be to radio stations or social media marketing or website building or anything like that, or interview bookings, reach out to me and we can make that happen for you. On social media, you can find me on all social platforms, like I mentioned earlier, at the Kayden Gordon Show, today's best country mix, or you can find me at Kayden Gordon on all social media platforms. And if anybody wants to hear some of the work that I've done for songwriting, you can look at the recent song that we just did called Achieving is Succeeding with Bob McGilpin, focused by Nouveau Coke, Night Out, which is by Anne-Marie Paserno and Bob McGilpin. You can find all those on your favorite streaming platforms. And also, I have 2 new songs that are being in the works right now. So we're super excited to share those with you as well. They're super fun songs. One of them is being worked on right now by an incredible Christian country artist, which she's got a heavily voice, which I'm so excited she said yes to work with me on this project. And then I have another song, which is also going to be sang by Bob in 2024. So make sure to stay tuned for those 2 songs that we will be releasing hopefully in February, and probably February and September of next year. So keep your eye out for all the projects that we have going on.
Man, you're really doing a lot of positive things for people. Maybe I should get with you to promote my podcast.
Oh, that
Close,
would be great.
absolutely. Close us out with some final thoughts. Maybe if that was something I forgot to talk about that you would like to touch on, or just any final thoughts you have for the listeners.
Yeah, sure. So again, like I mentioned earlier, one big advice that I'd like to tell people is if you have a dream, go for it, whether that be in this industry, in a completely different industry, whether you're an actor, actress, even if you're a chef or if you want to be a firefighter. Whatever it is, just go out and do it. Learn what you need to do and just go for it. It's not going to come to you. You have to put in the good work and the hard work, and eventually it will lead to success. And keep on doing great, everybody. I'm so excited to see what's the plans for 2024. And I hope everyone has a lovely holiday, Merry Christmas, whatever you may celebrate this holiday season, and a Happy New Year. And again, make sure to check me out at theKaydengordonshow.com. That is Kayden, Gordon, Gordon. And make sure to check out some of my other artists as well. Make sure to look up all the people that I'm working with, such as John Crondis, the Hammond Brothers, Beth Hawley, Johnny Nashville, Don Ricks, Anne-Marie Paserno, Keith Band, Eric Diamond, the Hollywood All-Stars, Rebecca Carter Burke, Lexi James, Sisters J, Robert Vasile, Andrea England. There's so many people that are so amazing. So if you want to learn more about who I work with as well, you could also go to the website, and there's also an artist page. And there's one thing I almost did forget that I don't want to mention. If you're local to Winchton, Massachusetts, which is my lovely hometown, I will be at the Fall Festival, which is October 12th, 2024, I believe. I will want to double check that, but I believe it's October 12th, 2024, and it's from 10 to 5. So we're super excited to be back at that. We've done that every year. So we do some events as well. I know that one is, yep, I was right. October 12th, 2024 from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we also broadcast the events. So if people want to listen to that or the station in general, you could always go to KaydenGordonRadio.com. And the station is called Kayden Gordon Radio Network. So that's what we have in 2024 as well. We're super excited to be back at the Winchton Fall Festival DJing. And hopefully next year it won't be as windy, because this year we did it and it was windy as heck and things were flying all over the place that I probably thought I was never going to get back. back. So again, thank you everyone for listening. I'm super honored to be here tonight. Thank you.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. Follow, rate, review, share this episode to as many people as possible. Check out the Kayden Gordon Show and some of the artists he's working with, all of the artists, and, keep up with everything that he's up to. If you have any guests or suggestion topics, cjackson102@cox.net is the place to send them. As always, thank you for listening. And Kaden, thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
For more information on the Living the Dream podcast, visit www.djcurveball.com. Until next time, stay focused on living the dream.